This is the broadcasting service of Smartcut Entertainment Movies and Documentary.
It's your international boy, DJ Spark.
We are aware that Author and Part Legend Association, a young entrepreneur organization in Houston, has invited you today for a weekend opportunity to hear, listen, and interact. Please, sir, would you tell us today what are we waiting to see? What are we going to be anticipating from your company? Because the atmosphere is very high, waiting to hear from the Lord of wisdom the Lord has put you through and experience. What are we going to be experiencing?
Okay, I think it's pretty simple. I believe my invitation here by your humble self was to come and share experience to these young entrepreneurs who are aspiring to build an organization or create an institution, basically to share my story or our story of the Coscharis brand of multinational organization we've created in the country of Nigeria in the western part of Africa. Because our story, by every standard, is way out of this world. Very comparing story. How we start from ground zero, supposedly with no formal education, but build an institution today that is to be reckoned with anywhere in the world as a formidable organization. So I am here to simply tell a simple story of what happened in my life in the last 50 years of my life, subject to the time that is available. You know, I've tried as much as I can to compress the stories and share information, how we start from ground zero with no business plan, no formal whatever, but being able by focusing and commitment and consistency, build something that is tangible, that you can feel and touch, and steering people on their face. So I think that's why I'm invited to be here over this weekend. So I'm looking forward for a great weekend with anybody who cares to know or who is interested because a lot of time people say things cannot be done, things cannot be done, but we're just waiting for one person to do it so that other people can get inspiration to be able to do it. I remember at a time you say it's impossible to run 1 mile under 6 minutes, but the first person that ran it 5 minutes plus, it was like, wow, the world come to an end. Today people run 1 mile under 3.5 minutes, because once that record is broken, other people now get inspiration and work hard to do it. So we are yet and willing to encourage people so that the Coscharis supposedly phenomena today could be broken. We believe there are young entrepreneurs who, if they got inspiration and understand what it takes and believe in themselves, that they can replicate what we have done or much better than what we have done.
Thank you so much, sir. In the recent time, we have seen you traveling all over the world, teaching in seminars, symposium, lecturing people, and very passionate about it. What is this drive? Because we know that in the early time you have committed so much time to your business and grew your business, but this time around it looks like you don't care too much about business, and you are all over everywhere trying to talk to people, trying to educate people, trying to teach them, especially the young people. We see in the social media everywhere what you're doing. What is this drive all about? What is this passion all about?
I'll be very frank to say that it's not an accident. It's not something that just happened. If I want to be very frank about it, it's part of my life dream. It wasn't something that just come from a blues. I've always believed that this is the way I'm going to, trend. About 8 weeks ago, I was in Japan. I spoke in Japan. I'm in, Dubai. Last week, I spoke at Dubai. I was in UK 3 weeks ago, in Leicester. But take it even way back in 2014, I was invited at Vienna, by United Nations Industrial Development to speak on youth entrepreneurship. Okay, about 153 countries of the world were present, including United States of America.
Beautiful.
I shared the experience, about our story. I believe if I could inspire young people to really work hard, that my life would be worth living. At 65 today on December 24, I'm just going to live like, my life basically is supposed to be like a fertilizer for the young people, because there's not much time really left today, and not that there's no much time. If you ask me as a person, I aspire to live 100 or beyond that age, but that's not what is important. Life is not how long you live, but how impactful you have been. How many people have you affected in a positive direction? So I want to die empty. And people have asked me, what do I mean? I mean, I believe I am gifted, and I didn't want to go to my grave with any gift God gave me for mankind. I want to empty out, and that's what I'm trying to inspire young people to hand the baton over to them, like to recreate Coscharis and, great institution, especially people from our area, who naturally are born entrepreneurs. You can inspire to be an entrepreneur, but there is also an environment where you came from, where people, you have seen them being able to do something, to get these young people motivated, not to sit back and be confused in the environment they find themselves. There's something about where you are coming from, your origin, your source. So to help them clearly identify themselves. One of the major problems we have today is identity crisis. Quite a number of people are not too sure who they are. Even some men are wearing earrings and they are not sure again whether they are men or women. You know, some people just believe I must put in some brand shirt or brand shoe to feel important. It's all about identity crisis. So once you don't know who you are, you can't really focus and be able to achieve something. So I am here to do my best to reintroduce young people to who they are, take them back to their origin, for them to be able to fulfill the promise they made to nature when they were born. That's what my mission is. This is what I go around the world doing, and I drive pressure doing them. I do them not expecting any payment. I'm not, calling for anybody to contribute money or pay show. But the unfortunate thing is that sometimes people don't appreciate it. I had a program last weekend in Nigeria where I spoke to, they call it Billionaire.
Christian Biblical Billionaire.
Christian Biblical Billionaire. The young man that organized it, made people pay for it, and each participant paid 25,000 to attend. And I was quite astonished to see the number of the attendants. So I greeted the audience and I told them I'm going to pour my heart to them because they are serious people. If they could pay to come for this program, it means something to them. Because we live in a society where people believe the world owes them everything. Entitled mentality. We look for miracle baby, we look for miracle money. Nobody's ready to work for anything. Once you said it costs somebody anything. No, and I told them, I said, quite a number of us are Christians, and people will be wondering, why do you charge money to pay for this program? I said, in reality, in life, people don't appreciate a lot of things that are free. And somebody will say, oh, salvation is free. I said, please don't you ever say things like that again. It costs God the life of his dear son for salvation. It's not free. It is given to you free, but you put the price on it. But if you think it is free, no. Somebody gave his life for your salvation. Now you can decide that it's worth a bottle of beer for you. You can decide it's worth a chicken leg for you. You can decide it's worth a young girl asking you out or a young boy asking you out. So whatever value you put on it is actually what it's worth, but it's not free.
Thank you. Have some rest.
Thank you.
We'll be meeting you out there in the hall by 9 a.m. at ACF campus. We'll share the address so that people can come and hear. And by 8 p.m. also in Author and Party Legend Association end of the year business summit. We will be pleased to hear you again. A lot of notable persons are going to be coming and the award will be given. And we are excited to have you here. And we are praying for you to know what God is going to, through you, use you and impart in the young entrepreneurs in this organization and beyond. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Silva. The pleasure is mine, and this is what I'm living for. I dedicate my life to this, to, like I said, be a fertilizer and then touch young people, both young and old, because age is not about your chronological age. Your age is about the state of mind, So how are you thinking? So you can be young in heart, and then, so when we talk about talking to young people, I mean both whether young physically or young in their hearts, because you can always start today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I have to introduce you to the other members of the executive. This is the secretary of the organization, Mr. Kajetan.
Kajetan, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure meeting you, sir.
Thank you so much.
We are happy to meet you here, sir.
So this is Mr. Kelly.
Yeah,
Mr. Kelly is the assistant secretary of the organization.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
I've heard so much about you. I'm honored to be with you, and I'm blessed.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. We pray to have a great time tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Let's be under expectation.
Yes, sir.
Commit it to God in prayer that He will bless us beyond all that we can think and imagine, according to Ephesians chapter 3.
Thank you so much.
Smooth Chords Entertainment Productions, showcasing Africa like none before.